Jalen, just out of curiosity, what disappointed you most tonight about the performance?
A lot. A lot. Just I'm not even gonna explain it. Just a lot.
Tibbs talked about the transition defense and lack of communication. That's something that comes up, it feels like, every other game, every 2 games. Why do you think that fluctuates so much amongst this group?
I'm not sure why. It's just paying attention to details when it comes to preparing for games. Making sure our heads are right, and we're locked in on a similar goal. And that's what we need in order to beat a team like this. It's a very good team, regardless of who's out there.
You guys are tied up at halftime. How did you think the team came out to start in the second half?
Not that good, obviously. 32-17 in the third, and they came out with a sense of urgency that we need.
Jalen, more about the third quarter. I mean, have you ever gotten 5 fouls in a quarter like that? And
5 fouls in one quarter?
Yeah.
How much you want me to say to that?
I mean, just how crazy was the quarter? I mean,
I'm not even going to say anything. I'm sorry.
okay.
Jalen, that third, you guys obviously got off to a slow start there. The starters in the series, I know coming into tonight, the starters were minus 22 in the series. Why do you think it is that the starters have kind of struggled, not just necessarily in this series, but maybe comparatively to where you were at the start of the year in maybe the last month or 2 months or so?
As a group, you said we're at minus 22?
Coming into tonight, you were minus 22 in this series.
In this series?
Yeah.
Well, first, let's talk about who we're playing. We're talking about the Celtics, defending champs, team with a lot of experience, a team that just, obviously we've seen what they've been able to do over the past couple of years. Obviously winning last year and what they've been able to do before that. So we're playing a really good team, and so obviously we don't want to be minus 22 coming into tonight, but we got to understand who we're facing, and we need to be better, flat out. That's what that means.
Jalen, we've talked about this on a few different occasions, but Cat only having 2 3-point attempts in this series, and some of it, I'd say a large part of it, is how they're guarding him. Are there ways to, as a collective, figure out ways to get that going? Is there ways that you guys have encouraged him to be more assertive in that way? How do you guys unlock that a little bit more consistently as a group?
I think as a group, we need to obviously trust each other. I need to trust everyone out there, knowing when to attack and when to set the table. I think the biggest part of that is obviously knowing how they're defending and how can we attack that. And so if they're going to put a smaller guy on them, we need to feed them in the post. We haven't put a bigger guy on them. And so we need to attack accordingly. And him being aggressive gives us a great advantage.
Jalen, I'm curious, you were really candid with us after Game 3 saying that maybe it was kind of a subconscious thing about a satisfaction level. Is there any of that at all that happens or can happen just in light of Tatum's injury? And just the Celtics are a great group, no questions asked, but as far as are they a little bit lesser of a group perception-wise? Does that factor in at all? Is that something that the team thinks or feels at any point?
No, not at all. Yes, they're missing a big piece, but like I said before, they're a team, a well-oiled machine that has been in situations where they play without him, and they played well, and we need to understand that, and we need to, trust the game plan and play accordingly. It's that simple.
Thank you.
So Jalen Brunson there, when asked about the 5 fouls in the third quarter, because he had 0 at half, but got 5 in the third. Politely declined to answer. Smart. Didn't want to get fined. But that is a unique situation, obviously.
It's a unique situation. However, as BD and I pointed out, right, what they were doing was targeting him on every offensive play. So consequently, the officials, right, they're seeing Brunson in every offensive play, not being targeted, but, you know, the guy who has the ball,
Right.
you know, you're the official, you're watching him with the ball. And it just so happened that Brunson's guarding him all the time. So I thought, you know, Celtics, the time he's going to be on the floor and how productive he's going to be on the floor. It's like 3D when we played, you knew you weren't going to beat Larry Bird, McHale, and Parrish if all of them got to play 40 minutes. You got to get one of them in foul trouble to get them off the floor, right? Let me play against Greg Kite a little bit, right? I don't want to play against the Chief all the time, right? You want to play against those backups. What Missoula and the Celtics did tonight was Brunson is the guy. We gotta get him off the floor somehow. How do you move people off the floor? You get them in foul trouble. They get them first 2-3 fouls, and the coach got to make a decision now. Okay, you gonna leave them in, and 3D if you leave them in,
We're going to now keep coming at you.
now we know we gotta duck now. I mean, because you don't want to pick up that fourth foul, and I know you don't. So consequently, I got an easy bucket. I got an easy score because you can't pick up that fourth foul. And I think that's what the Celtics strategically did tonight.
The only thing I can add that to Zeke, Matty Gukas used to say, keep the main guy in the action.
Yeah.
And Brunson is in so much action. There's a bump, there's a foul, there's a scratch during every single play. So when you go back and look at it, the referee said, well, we let that one go. Well, we let that, that's a foul. We let that one go, we let that one go, we let that. That's a foul. So when you look up, like, well, damn, he did get 5 fouls in the second half very quickly. Not because the refs are looking at, the refs are looking at all this action Zeke's talking about. So they can't call every single foul, but they cannot call the ones that are so egregious. And that's how he got in foul trouble tonight, because he lived in the action all game.
I'm going to ask you about your assessment of Karl Anthony Towns. Tom Thibodeau was asked a couple questions about how he hasn't really gotten going, especially he's only hit 2 3-pointers in this entire series, but even taking advantage of some of the matchup, the switches.
Foul trouble. Zeke, I'm going to come to you on this one because you.
And about rebounding, we can see that his aggressiveness is through the roof. His intensity is through the roof. I mean, he's running people over. He's knocking them down. He's flailing, and you know he's definitely throwing his weight around. Now, how do you score and how do you be more effective? This is when you got to get a little crafty. This is when you got to be a little like 3D. You know, you got to lay in the cut a little bit. They drawing Brunson. Okay, now I can knock down my 3. So you don't want to be the loud killer. You want to be the assassin. And that's what Towns has to be.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.